Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Algorithm and flowchart. When we are to write a code for a problem, it's better to first write algorithm or flowchart. It's easy way to understand the problem. Let us now continue with our session. Concepts are: first one, algorithm with example. Second one, flowchart with example. We will understand in detail about algorithm and flowchart. Let us now look about the first concept of this video, that is algorithm. First we will see definition. To write a step-by-step method to solve the problem is called algorithm. In other words, an algorithm is a procedure for solving problems. The problems can be mathematical or a computer problem. Algorithm is the first step of procedure. An algorithm includes calculations, reasoning, and data processing. Algorithm can be presented by natural language or pseudocode and flowchart. To solve any complex or simple problem, an algorithm is developed first, which is converted into flowcharts and then into a computer program. The following is an example of an algorithm to add two integers and display the result. Here, step 1 is accept the first integer as input from the user. Let us assume it as number 1. Step 2. Accept the second integer as input from the user. Let us assume it as number 2. Step 3. Calculate the sum of the two integers. Sum equal to number 1 plus number 2. And final step 4 is display sum as a result. So similarly, for any given problem, we should prepare an algorithm like above example. Now it's time to learn the basic steps involved in algorithms. The basic steps involved in algorithms are analyze, implement, experiment, design. For any given problem, first we should understand the problem. Next, we should analyze the problem with the help of already existence of the results, and then implementation of the problem. Next, we need to do experiments of the problem, and finally we get what is the designing part of the algorithm. The characteristics of algorithms are: point 1. The instruction must be in an ordered form like step 1 and step 2, etc. The second character is the instructions must be simple and concise. They must not be ambiguous. That is, step 1 and step 2 should not be in any confusion state. The third characteristic is there must be an instruction or condition for program termination. The fourth characteristic is the repetitive programming constructs must possess an exit condition because the programming might run infinitely. The fifth characteristic is the algorithm must completely and definitely solve the given problem statement. So, it is the duty of the programmer to write a step-by-step processing of the program so that we get desired result. The advantages of algorithms. It provides the core solution to a given problem. This solution can be implemented on a computer system using any programming language of user's choice. Second advantage is it facilitates program development by acting as a design document or a blueprint of a given solution. The third advantage is it eases identification and removal of logical errors in a program, because when we go with a step-by-step process, we can easily identify and remove the logical errors. The fourth advantage is it facilitates algorithm analyze to find out the most efficient solution to a given problem. Till now, as we have discussed the advantages of algorithm. And now it's time to discuss about disadvantages of algorithms. As a coin has two sides, similarly everything will have two phases, that is either positive or negative, or advantages or disadvantages. In large algorithms, the flow of program control becomes difficult to track because in the step-by-step process, we need to more instructions to the program to get result. The programmer gets confused of the conditions being applied in the program. The second disadvantage is algorithms lack visual representation of programming that constructs like flowcharts, thus understanding the logic becomes relatively difficult. The second concept is flowchart. A flowchart is a graphical or pictorial representation of an algorithm with the help of different symbols, shapes, and arrows in order to demonstrate a process or a program. With algorithms, we can easily understand a program. The main purpose of a flowchart is to analyze different processes. Several standard graphics are applied in flowchart, and this technique is mainly used for developing business workflows and solving problems using computers. A flowchart uses different symbols for depicting different activities which are performed at different stages of process. The various symbols used in a flowchart are the following. The tabulations show the symbol purpose and the description. Symbol 1 purpose is flow line. Description is used to indicate the flow of logic by connecting symbols. Symbol 2 purpose is terminal, that is start or stop. Description is used to represent start and end of flowchart. Symbol 3 purpose is input or output. Description is used for input and output operations. Symbol 4 purpose is processing. Description is used for arithmetic operations and data manipulations. Symbol 5 purpose is decision. Description is used to represent condition is true or false. Symbol 6 purpose is on-page connector. Description is used to join different flow line. This symbol can be easily understandable in the upcoming example. The symbol which we have discussed in the previous slide. Now we are going to understand it with an example. Here we are having a flowchart which shows how student reaches school. Step 1. He leaves home. That is, a student will start from home on his way to school. Step 2. He checks the time. That is the input or output condition. And the step 3. The decision has to be taken, that is before 7 am. If before 7 am, yes or no on both the sides. The processing of the decision is to take bus or take subway. If he is before 7 am, yes, then he need to take the bus. If he is before 7 am, no, on the right hand side, then he takes the subway, and finally he will reach to school is the destination. The second example of the flowchart is draw a flowchart to find greatest number in the given numbers. First, we have initial blocks, that is, we start the program there. Next, the arrow represents the control flow of a program. Second step is, we will declare some variables. Let us assume that declare 3 variables named as A, B and C. After that, we should initialize the variables with some values. Next, we will move to the decision block. It will check the given condition, that is, it checks the greatest number among the given numbers. Here, we can visualize that if A is greater than B, we are having 2 states, that is true and false. If false, again there is a condition like B should be greater than C. Then we will print B else C. Next, A is greater than B is true. Then again there is a second condition in that A is greater than C. If A is greater than C, it is true. Then we will print A, else we will print C. And then the last step is the stop of the execution of the flowchart. Thanks for watching. Please share and refer your friends.